play a song. That'll work. That'll round them up, maybe.
I'm a fighter, I'm a soldier.
After the ad.
Carry the weight on my shoulders. Drunken Studios. Hello, is Mr. Poker Face? I wanna hold him like you do in Texas, please. Hold him, let him make me raise it, baby, sing with me. Look at me, the way she plays, I always make you soft. And after reaching, no doubt they the one that's on his heart. Oh, 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 I'll give him high, show him what I got. Oh, 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 I'll give him high, show him what I got. Can we mind, no we can read my poker face. She's gotta love somebody. Can we mind, no we can read my poker face. She's gotta love somebody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. Poker face. I wanna roll within my heart, family with me. Them gambling is fun, they know it's me. Russian roulette, it's fun to sing me out the gun. And maybe when it's love, it picture up, it isn't fun. Oh, 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 I'm really mine, show me what I got. Oh, 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 I'm really mine, show me what I got. Can we mind, no we can read my poker face. She's gotta love somebody. Can we mind, no we can read my poker face. She's gotta love somebody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. I won't tell you that I love you, it's a hug you. Cause I'm loving with my muffin, I'm not lying, I'm just loving with my love, you're cunning. Just like a chick in the casino. Take your back before I pay you out. Bounce this, stick this hand, cause I'm all out. Can we mind, no we can read my poker face. She's gotta love somebody. Can we mind, no we can read my poker face. She's gotta love somebody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face.
Okay, so let's see what happens when you put everything on 12.
to guide. You've been thunderstruck. Thunderstruck. Yeah, thunderstruck. Ooh, thunderstruck. Now we see that it is. Could I do
Saturday Night Live. We're going to give it a couple minutes. Just got to do it. Well, some people are shy, D. Join in. Come on. Let your inhibitions down. Say hello. I see that, KK. It's fantastic. It's tremendous that you're here. Thank you. It's tremendous. Petra's here now. It's tremendous. It's tremendous. You guys are funny. It's Saturday. We'll play one more song. Let's have fun. Gonna be on for a bit. Not long, but a bit. Let's get a good one. Here we go. Let's see if I can find one. That didn't work. Come on. All right. What's that band you like, babe? Oh, Def Leppard. Yeah. We'll see if we can find one of those. Oh, they didn't do any of those. Bummer. You know, I like this song, so I'll play it again. I played it not long ago. Can you still hear? Can you still hear? That's good, KK. I need prayer. We all do. Okay, good. I'm not going to touch the mic. I'll tell you that much. This is a great song. I'm just saying.
know that I must do what's right. Sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. I seek to cure what's deep inside, finding out this thing that I become. It's gonna take a lot to break me away from you. There's something that 100 men or more could ever do. Out of this place, down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Oh, yeah. It's gonna take a lot to drive you away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. Like this race, down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never. Let's try this one time very slow. Okay. I've moved the microphone. Can you hear me? Still? That's good. Okay. I don't know what's been going on lately. The microphone has not been working, or YouTube hasn't been working, but it's working. And you're here. Okay, good. Food stamps here. Oh my God. What's up, food stamp? I won't, D. I won't. I'll try not to. I promise. I swear to God, I'll try not to. Oh, look at the love, food stamp. Look at the love. Food stamp just went old school. That's funny, man. That's so funny. That's true. Do you remember when I did that? I put the sock on. Shawnee's in the house. She won't come on, but I don't know if she remembers that when I put the sock over the mic. That was great. It was funny. D says hi, Shawnee, and she spelled your name right. I don't know if you could hear her. I've got a very high-tech mic here. This mic is very high-tech. She did say hello. Yeah, I caught some shit over the sock. The sock mic. That was funny. They heard you. That's how good this mic is. I don't know if you knew this. I'm a big deal. I got a good mic. I don't know if you heard that, but I'll translate. She said, yeah, I've been with you 26 years, married. Of course you're a big deal. That's what she shut up. That's what she said.
I think they heard you. They heard you, babe. So I decided to come on early tonight because I don't know why, but I'm here. And I guess it's because I'm not going to be up like late as I normally am. Yeah. Hang on. I have to get rid of these notifications. These things are getting in the way. Okay. Okay. I'll get rid of these. There we go. Now I can see the chat. How are you guys? Saturday Night Live. Welcome to the Bill Show. This show. Yeah, I am D. I am going to bed early. Well, earlier than I normally do. Yes. Have to do that. So I've been watching the local news. How about you? You guys been watching it? You've been listening? You've been seeing any of the projection? Say hello to each other first. Have you been watching and listening to how ridiculous the narrative switch or narrative change has been going throughout the since the Bill Barr report? I get it. You guys, nope, I don't watch TV. I get it. But you've been hearing about it, right? Any of it? No, that's good. You're good. Do your thing. Shawnee looked at me and goes, "Is that too loud?" I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm standing in a cascading waterfall. Can you hear it in the background? They probably can. So, guys, Saturday Night Live, we're just hanging. We're hanging. They hear it. It's good. You're doing a great job, by the way. Just thought I'd say that. You're doing a great job. Yeah. Yeah, there's enough drama there, right? Right, food stamp. Plenty of things to handle in our own lives. You know what's kind of funny? There's been no new Q drops. No, there hasn't been. And that's okay. Mainstream media and Trump's tweets are enough to fill that void, I think. I did flip on television tonight and seen that Michigan State lost in the Final Four. Don't care. Honestly, don't care. I mean, I'm happy for Michigan if they, do stuff. But they lost, so they're done doing stuff. At least as far as that basketball tournament's concerned, I don't care. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Yeah, I did too, Petra. I did too. Mainstream media is just giving them hell. You know, what's great about that was that people were really upset that President Trump put that out there in the retweet. That wasn't his tweet. I mean, he retweeted somebody's handiwork. And it was great. It was great. Daisy, stop. The dog. I mean, seriously. So I am going to give a very, very quick shout out to Amy the Mod. She's not here, but it sounds like she, if you watched her video, went on to, she was like going on live to do 7 songs that her husband's band does, and she sings backup to. She looked pretty nervous, but hope that went well. That's all I have to say about that. Hope that went well. And I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for coming and sharing my Saturday night with me. Yes, I did, KK. It was a beautiful day. It was really quite beautiful, actually. It's nice when the weather changes from winter to spring and you can like feel it. And that's what we got here in the Midwest. It was nice. Windows open and it's like 55 and you're like, oh, this feels great. You drive by like basketball courts that were full of people with snow on it like 4 weeks ago, and it's all melted, and they're out there getting a pickup game going, and they're wearing shorts, and it's 55 and everybody thinks it's like August. Yeah. KK did yard work. That's good. What do you what's going on, food stamp? How's that happen? Oh, jeez. That's nice weather. We don't get that till August. Food stamp never fails. Just hits me in the funny bone. I don't know why. That is funny, man. It's hilarious. What kind of yard work did you do, KK? You didn't pull weeds because they're still scared. Or did you just kind of clean up a little bit? Joe Mama's picking up twigs and sticks. Yeah. Tons of branches. Yeah, lots of windstorms. Yep. Yeah. Post-winter poop pickup. I get it, Petra. I understand. If I was like a 9-year-old kid, my backyard is the one backyard I would not run barefoot through ever. Because I'm a day late and $1 short on the poop pickup, but I do get it picked up. I'm hoping your little kids will run through my backyard and take most of it with them. You ever done that as a kid? You ever step in a pile of dog shit? Barefooted. Not fun. There's some things only a garden hose can take care of. You can't even go in the hose. It's there. Once you do it, you know it's there and it's there. It's the worst. And those can stay outside, KK. You guys. That's funny. Oh my God. See, Brian, you can't even come in and say hi. You gotta, Brian Rosenberg. I just can't stop myself. I'm sorry. It's been months. I can't help it. Brian's got the name. Brian. Well, blessings to you, Brother Brian Rosenberg. Thanks for being here. Shabbat Shalom. Is that how it went, babe? Shabbat Shalom. And blessings to you. Okay. Brian Rosenberg said, I'm getting married soon. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. What should I say? Mitsuyan? Mitsuyan? Bokitov? Mazel tov. Not Bokitov. Mazel tov. Oh, Bokit. What is? Bokitov is good morning? Never mind. Mazel tov. Brian just said Mazel tov. He knows what's up. He knows what's up. He's Jewish. He knows what Jews say. Mazel tov. Hey, or the Shawnee goes Hebrew language. She's so right. He said Boker Tov is good note. I thought. Good morning, Shawnee. I told you that she's been to Israel a couple times on business. This woman over here that puts up with my bullshit knows a little bit of Hebrew. And therefore, as a byproduct of being married to her, I know even less Hebrew. enough to probably offend somebody like you, Brian Rosenberg. But I'm not trying. Congratulations. Brian Rosenberg says he knows Hebrew only a little. Oh, mazel mazel. What's that mean? What'd I say? Happy, happy? No idea. No idea. Good luck. Yeah, absolutely. Good luck to you, Brian. 26 years ago, I got married. So, I mean, anything's possible. Aw, Brian says he loves everybody. He loves everybody in the chat. He loves you guys. How do you say love in Hebrew? Any idea? Yeah, me neither. USA? Is that how you say love in the Hebrew language? I love the USA. Probably. Well, we're glad you're here with us, Brian Rosenberg. Oh, I'm sorry, D. Very happy for you, friend. Marriage, it doesn't work out for some, but for others, it can be the best thing that ever happened to you. And we hope that for you, friend. I do anyway. I hope that for you. Because it really can be phenomenal. I don't know, Brian. I don't know. You know what? I came on early. I don't know what the topic is tonight. I mean, could I talk about Joe Biden? Perhaps. Could I talk about Q? Always. Talk about trust plan? Yeah. Q's been quiet. Q's been quiet since right around the Grand Rapids rally. And this kind of stuff happens. It seems like we are in a lull right now. But even though we're in the lull from Q, I think what we're starting to see in the mainstream television, maybe, Brian, maybe you just gave me my topic, because what we are starting to see is projection from the mainstream television like we've never seen before. And maybe not so much directly on television, but it's coming. It's coming, you guys, because you're starting to see the writings. You're starting to hear people within the social media that are really trying to put the hammers on Q and on the people that follow Q. And they're really starting to say things like Q is a death cult, that we are people that are part of a death cult and we're following something that is not what we know it is. So maybe that is the direction of this discussion. Possibly. We'll see if it gets there. Even though it's already got there. But I don't know if I want to go off on that tangent all the way. So, what if food stamps say? Let's see. It's 2K. Food stamp. Oh my God. Guy keeps me laughing. Yeah, right, D. No topic planned. Yep. Yep. The last live stream I did, I gave you my recount of the Trump rally, which was great. You've been married 7 years, KK? That's beautiful. Congrats. If you made it to year 7, you can make it to the others. I mean, anything's possible. Excuse me. You're right, food stamp. That's beautifully put. They have to paint the picture of a bunch of crazies that follow Q. That's what they're trying to do. They've tried to do that in the last year. They tried to do that with the guy that pulled over on the Jesus, gone brain dead. What, babe? What's the dam? Hoover Dam. Never mind. Hoover Dam. I got it without her. The guy that pulled over and said they're not going to release this and this and this, and tried to make it sound like it was a Q follower, which we know it wasn't. But that's how they tried to paint it. So they've been painting the narrative. It's almost comical to watch it now. It's definitely comical to. I've actually been watching a little more CNN and MSNBC against my free will, but only to see how ridiculous they've gotten. And the answer is very fucking ridiculous. They've gotten. They are now actually accusing the Attorney General, Bill Barr, of being in cahoots with Robert Mueller of the Mueller investigation against Trump to prove the Russian collusion in the political election. And it's so far beyond ridiculous that it's comical to actually watch them try to turn and return and try to show that it's now beyond the scope of just investigating the president. He has these people bought, and it's just so stupid that you hope that people wake up. They have no choice. How could they even argue the position? If they're arguing the position, they're retarded. I'm sorry, that word is not well received, but you know what? I love that word. And some people are just fucking retards, and they just are. So, no offense. No offense. But some people are just fucking retarded. So, they are. And we're seeing it. And they're exposing themselves. Yeah, they are, food stamp. They're still bitching about Mueller. They are. Mueller. Brian Rosenberg loves nothing burgers because they're made out of ham. Wah, wah. My bad. Petra. Brian says, I'll have a nothing burger with just ketchup and sea salt and a bun. Because hamburgers are not what I can eat. I love you, Brian. You know this. All right, so you're catching me on a no agenda Saturday. Just coming in, saying hello. Really, D? Really? I got Bob and Barb Mish, my parents. Especially my mom. I think I've got her turned like 100%. It wasn't easy. It's coming. Brian. I'll join your party if I have a bacon cheeseburger with kosher salt. And what do you call it? Gilletta fish? Or what do you call that? Gilletta fish? And a Gilletta fish salad. Gilga fish. That's what it is. Yeah, maybe food stamp. Maybe. I'm glad you laughed at that, Brian, because what doesn't he want to hear, Joe Mama? It's good to see you, by the way. What doesn't your husband want to hear, Joe Mama? That's what I'm curious about. And while you think about that, I'll be right back. Oh, he doesn't want to hear about people being woke. Why? I mean, it's okay. You know, what's funny is that I come on here and do. No, it wasn't, Brian. Oh my God. That was like super quick. I mean, Shawnee doesn't come on here with me. Okay. You get that. She is super awoke. We have the conversations. Just like maybe all you guys do. She, believe it or not, she is as awoke as I am on all of this. She knows. She knows. She doesn't feel the need to go on here and do a live stream and try to talk to strangers who aren't strangers so much no more. But she's as awoke as every one of you. And you can believe that. And what that should do is, like I was talking about the Trump rally, is that should bring you some comfort, you guys. Is that even somebody like my wife who wouldn't dream of coming on here and doing anything but maybe going in the background for a second and waving and saying hi, it's enough that she's awoke. And there's so many people that are awoke. I met them. I told you about them. I met them in line. And you're awoke. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's absolutely beautiful how many people are awoke and waking up. The mainstream television is panicked. And that's putting it mildly. They're panicked because they're bought, they're run by deep state dollars. They have to stay with the narrative. It was almost like a chess checkmate move that there were still people, even though all these corporations are bought and paid for, it's like in an effort to retain credibility within the narrative of the American public, they had to let some truth out. And that true voice was factions of Fox News, who I haven't always loved or liked. And many in that news organization, I still don't believe or care for, but I've told you the ones that I do. And they've had to stick with the narrative. And I think part of this whole plan, part of this great awakening involves some manipulation. And I think Rupert Murdoch is probably compromised. And as the sounding board for the Republican Party was probably told, listen, bitch, you're going to let Tucker, you're going to let Hannity, you're going to let Ingram follow these stories and just report on where the evidence leads. Or we're going to pull the plug on the whole thing and you're done. You're done. You know, you don't get an opportunity to squirm out of this. We'll just coup d'etat your ass and you're done. And so I think part of it has been manipulation to let the truth have at least a voice on social media. But that couldn't happen with one network. That's why Trump has been on Twitter. And I think maybe a similar option was given to Jack Dorsey of Twitter, is that, listen, you ban anything that you want to ban, you know, you go with the narrative that you want to go with, but you're not banning Trump. If you do, we'll effectively end you. And so Trump has had a sounding board to us, the people of the world, but the people of America. He's had a sounding board. He's had a direct line of communication and continues to have a direct line of communication with us, the people. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with playing chess. There's Joe Biden jokes that are flowing through the chat. It's funny. I could use one. No, I see. I see what you're saying. I could use one. He stuck his nose in my hair too. Brian, let's get him. Let's go get that son of a bitch. Creepy Joe, man. Handsy, creepy Joe Biden. It's so ridiculous watching how the left covers for this guy. And they do. And it's sick and it's sad. And I'm not even saying the dude's a pedophile. I don't know. But he sure acts like one. But maybe he's not. I hope they let him run. I hope they let him go to the bully pulpit and run against Trump. And watch him just dismantle this dude. Gonna beat him 50 shades of black and blue. And be done. Well, they're trying, Petra. They're definitely trying. They're going to allow them. The narrative shift is about to change, guys. The narrative of what's been going on the last 2+ years is about to drastically change. And it might be a day, a week, 2 weeks, or 3 or 4 weeks. It'll probably be 4 weeks, maybe less. But it'll probably be, if you just kind of set your marker there. And here's the thing. We don't have to pin our hopes and dreams anymore on this is the date. This is when it's happening. We don't have to do that. Sorry. Gonna yawn. Can't help it. But we don't have to set our expectations on it. We know. We see. If you're awake, you're watching, you're listening, you're following Q, you're following this channel. You're following other many, many great awake channels. It doesn't matter, right, guys? It doesn't matter. we see the projection. Projection can be a good thing in many instances, but in this instance, it's showing their guilt, which is great. Hey, what's up? What's up, Robert Wallace, my brother? What's up, man? Good to see you. It doesn't matter though. They're projecting against things that they're just assuming that you're stupid, you're dumb, that you don't have proper discernment. I mean, if you're listening to CNN, MSNBC, or any of these fucking clowns on any level, like as your news source, you're a goddamn retard. And I'm sorry to take the Lord's name in vain, but that's what you are. You're out of touch, not only with reality, but you're out of touch with the basic normal instincts of humanity, because you put all your eggs in that television box, and that's your only source of information. And I'm sorry. If you are, I feel sorry for you. Very sorry. That's your world. If I can wake my mom and dad up, you can wake up anybody. And you take that shit to the bank. And it has not been easy. My dad is a tough nut to crack. But he hedged all his bets on mainstream television being the be all end all of information in the world. And I've told you this before. I've been fighting this shit. I've fought my ass off to wake my parents up. My mom is there. She's awake. My dad, I almost think sometimes when I go over there, he takes the other position now because he wants me to defend and reiterate the reasons that the Q plan is real. But I think he does that to challenge me. And that keeps me sharp when I talk about that stuff, I guess, technically, because nobody else challenges me like he does. They don't. So I have to re-go through it. But, you know, he grew up as a child of World War II and of the golden age of America, and grew up to become a police officer and believed in everything that life was promising him as an American. So when I tell him the ugly, disastrous truths that are happening and why we're at where we're at, it almost puts him in a frame of shock over and over. And CNN coddles that shock. So what do? I have to reiterate it with truth. And not just truth, because when I speak truth, he considers it emotion. Well, I'm hearing it here. You are getting your sources. So I have to back them up. I have to vet it. I have to lay out my sources. I have to lay out the plan. I have to back it up. And I've always had to do that with my dad, is if I'm going to make a point, it's funny. He bases his reality on what the news tells him, and has always backed it up with his own fact. But yet I have to argue and base it with my rebuttal with real facts, numerous sources. I have to frame it the right way. I mean, I have to come at this guy hard. It's difficult. He makes me better. But it's difficult. It is. It is. But he's come around. More people in the chat. It's great. Great to see you. John Barry. Robert Wallace. That's right. Brian Rosenberg. projection shows exactly what they are doing. Yeah, and the projection is getting more and more ridiculous by the day. They continue to show their hands. They show their cards. We see it. I think a lot of people see it. It's difficult. It's difficult being awake. But once you are, you can't go back to sleep, and you just have to take this stuff as it comes. A lot of people are discouraged that Q hasn't dropped since like the 28th. No longer am I. President Trump has jumped in. His Twitter feed may as well be a Q drop because he has picked the ball up and rolled with it since the 28th. And every day that Trump tweets, he sounds more and more like Q plus because he's not even holding back. He is just finger pointing in his tweets on a scale that it may as well be on the 8chan boards. He is just calling the shit out at this point. Here's what it is. Here's what's going on. They're still doing this. They're still doing this. They're denying the border. They're denying the crisis at the border. Robert Mueller is 12 angry. Think about what's going on right now with the Democrat Party factions anyway, of like Adam Schiff. They are honestly sitting here telling the American people that the Attorney General took the last 2 years of the Russian investigation by Mueller, and when he read the 300 pages and exonerated Trump from no obstruction and left the door open to no collusion, but left the door open that we can't make a determination either way whether there's obstruction. This is by design, man. This is to get the Democrats screaming for the full release of this report. And this full release of the report is going to be the dagger. And it's going to lead to the full release of the FISA documents, which they all screamed to have redacted. And you can't release this. They knew the fucking FISA would be the end of their ship. Now they are corralled into the corner. They are done. This is like a slow bloodletting from the evil people within the Democrat Party. And it goes both sides. I've told you this. There's evil in the Democrats. There's evil in the Republicans. Trump winning, he just picked the side that he could run as. He would have run as an independent or a Democrat if that's where we were in society. But he didn't. He ran as a Republican. But make no mistake, this is good versus evil. And evil comes in all forms of government. We're going to lose a lot of Republicans when this is done. We're going to lose a lot of Democrats when this is done. This is the future of what's coming. But it's great because people like you and me who have tried to live our lives in transparency, because that's what we're told we're supposed to do, and to do the right thing the best that we know how. We don't know how else to be. So it'll be great to bring these evil fucks down to our level to where life is just fair because you're just trying to be the best person you can. And I think that that is truly on the horizon for us. And this is what it's all been designed to be on the horizon for everybody, not only in America, but in the world. And other people in other countries are rising up against the globalist agenda, the globalist narrative. They're rising up. Even though you don't see it on mainstream television, they're rising up. And if you're in social media and you do the homework and you've picked out the people that you put stock in that actually get out there and do the work, you know this. You already know this. And I know this. Hey, Pat Martinez. Pat Martinez, it's good to see you. Pat will beat me up after the show. I'm just kidding, Pat. Pat's good people, just so you guys know. Some of you know. Yeah, Pat. Pat's been a voice in my ear for about 6 months. A little bit, not too much, a little bit. But I get it. So we don't have Q drops. So what? It's funny. All part of the Great Awakening has almost been like, though I wouldn't want to say that I don't want to hear any more from Q, I almost feel like we're at the point where if we didn't hear from Q again, the greater awakened parts of the country that have followed Q to this point and know that President Trump is like in conjunction with the Q drops. We know this. We know. I mean, I could go forward the rest of my days not having another Q drop. Do I want that? No, not really. I mean, are things in limbo a little bit? Yeah. And if I'm saying it, I know that people that are asleep really would be saying it. But could we get past it? I could personally. There's been enough proof. And there's been enough proof in the Trump drops off Twitter, which are the direct communication between you and me, and literally millions of other patriots. I mean, we don't need it. It's fun to have, but really, all the information that we've been given in reality through the Q drops since they started in October of 2017 have given us all the information that we need. All of it. Every bit of information that we could ever hope and dream for was laid out to us very early in the Q drops. It was like the greatest truths of what's about to happen were given to us within the first month. Everything since then, it was like, here's the information in the first Q drops that say, awake, be awake. We're giving you the information. And after that, everything, it's like looking at the puzzle to start the whole Q drop for like a month. Like, here's all the truths. And now the rest of the Q drops are like, we're going to put the pieces of the puzzle together so that you collectively as a group can put it together to see that when we told you in October and November and December of 2017 what was going to happen, that the future would prove the past. And that's the point we're at now, guys. I hesitate to bring this subject up, but it's really not that big of an issue. But I think it kind of paints perfectly how maybe being a patriot and where we're at right now makes sense. I'll tell you that in just a second. So I'll tell you something that maybe you've been feeling. Some of you, maybe not so much. But, you know, there's a few of you that I have communication with through text. There's a few of you. And one person I hadn't heard from in like 10 days. And I just checked in and said, hey, I'm just checking in. Are you doing okay? You know, nothing more, nothing less. Just patriots looking out for each other where there's normal communication and, hey, how you doing? And I waited, and about 16 hours later, I got a text and said, hey, I've just been, I understand this is going on. I'm a little depressed. I'm this, I'm that. I'm just waiting for this stuff to go down. And I totally understood it, and I empathized. I got that. I feel the same way at times. Like, man, I feel like I've been so ready for this. But it doesn't matter about what I feel or about what that person feels. It doesn't matter about what we feel. It doesn't matter if we feel like we're awake. We understand. We go, this isn't about us. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. And it's what it's been since the day you awoke. Yet maybe some of you know this already, but I'm pretty results oriented. So like when I get it and I got the plan and I trust the plan, it's like, okay, I get it. Let's do it. But there's so many people that aren't like that and aren't awoke, and they're not ready yet to be awoke. And even though I'm Johnny on the spot, like, oh, I finally get it. Let's do it. Man, if people would have been given the information that I feel like I knew when I was awoke, we'd be in a civil war, you guys. And I'd be out there fighting my ass off. We'd be in a civil war. This plan was never about taking people that are maybe slightly heightened, maybe like you, maybe like me, and turning us into like these savage warriors for the truth of Trump. No, it's been for us to be a voice in the Great Awakening. People like me need to be humbled and say, settle down, Junior. Take a step back. Yes, you're awoke. Yes, you're very awakened. You get it. You get it. But just remember that there's so many people that have to be awakened. And that's what the Great Awakening is about. And that is how this plan is playing against basic logic. Q always stresses logical thinking. If we can't use logical thinking within ourselves, how the hell do we expect anybody else to wake up? We have to step back and be logical and say, this plan is brilliant on a whole level. Our job right now, being awake, is to be patient and let the plan play out. Listen, you're smart. You are so far beyond smart. You get it. You understand the plan. Patience is absolutely a virtue that we must all exercise. It doesn't mean that you're not awake. Just remember that so many of our brothers and sisters out there have been lied to the same as us. They just didn't wake up the same time as us. And the longer that this draws out, the longer they allow the people on the left to show what complete imbeciles they are on television. These people like Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon, or any of these asshats on CNN or MSNBC, or Joe and Mika. Let them play it out. The crazy lunatic women on The View, let them play it out. Let them continue to show they're crazy. Because the longer this plays out and the longer people are allowed to look at them like the fucking lunatics that they are, the safer your world will be and my world will be. The projection is getting louder and louder. The drums of their insanity are beating louder and louder. You can't help but notice how loud they're beating. This is the masterful part of this plan, is that these people are exposing themselves for the complete fucking lunatics that they are. And there's going to be a percentage that doesn't understand that. And that is a part of attrition that the Q team knew going into this would not be able to be conquered. There's a portion that has to be actionable towards attrition. And you can feel bad for those people. I do. I feel real bad for people that can't think for themselves. God bless the internet and truth warriors, where you just don't put all your eggs in one basket and say, this person said it, so this is it. No. The internet, quite frankly, forces people to vet information from many sources that point to truth. What they wanted was for people to not believe that, for people to simply watch television and say, that's the gospel, that's the truth, and don't question it. And they put out sites for vetting and verification, like the Onion, like fuck that, the Onion or Snopes, forget it. Even Alex Jones now is coming back saying that, well, Q is I have to eat some crow, and it turns out that it looks like most of what Q is saying is true, and I'm not real sure how to come back from that. Listen, Alex Jones is a Mossad agent, and not of the righteous, beautiful Jewish people, but of that faction of Jewish people that don't have Israel's best interest nor your best interest in mind. So, in the words of Richie from Boston, so there's that, but I digress. Anyway. All right, gonna wrap it up, guys. Hour and 10 minutes. It's about an hour longer than I wanted to go. So you guys be cool. Have a good weekend. I might see you tomorrow. I might not. But have a great night. Don't forget to pray. Pray for a hedge of protection around your families. Hedge of protection around your house. Hedge of protection around the president. It's good. It's important that you do that. I do it every night. And I ain't better than none of you. But it's good stuff to pray for. So you guys have a great night. And I'll see you when I see you.